Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we're going to be doing our next episode for the Christmas vacation, and that is Temptation Island. We're doing episodes 5 and 6 in this episode. So I'll just do very quickly. Again, if you want to get these episodes early, they're at least every single episode. I don't think I've been doing the other episodes, but every episode is releasing a week early on the Patreon. So like this episode was already up last week in Patreon. The ones that are coming tomorrow, so on and so forth, are all going to be releasing a week early. So if you want to go over there and get access to the episodes early, you can do so by going to patreon.com/reality tea times 2. Also on there we do we do you know episodes or recaps of episodes that, or I should say series that came prior, seasons that came, prior, that brought us to where we are today. I was doing Jersey Shore earlier. I know by now I'm probably done Jersey Shore. Of course, I'm recording this early, but I believe I'm going into 90 Day Fiance early stuff. So yeah, that's all over there on the second tier. We have AMAs on the first tier, as well as the regular episodes ad free. We also have the true crime tier, where we cover true crime documentaries, ranging from all kinds of different things. It's on the third tier. So there's, many different things available to you over there on Patreon. So that's basically that. Let's go to the reason that we are here. So that's Temptation Island, doing episodes 5 and 6. So 5, we've left off with, what's her name again? Ashley, seeing Grant having sex with Natalie in the shower. And she says, you know what? I feel relief. She says, I knew who I came here with. He had a fiance. She actually says a beautiful fiance for whom I think they're friends. And she says, like, he didn't deserve her. I think he cheated on his fiance, his ex-fiance. And she says that he does not deserve me. That is clearly not the first time that he's cheated on me, which clearly not. I mean, he did it so effortlessly, even though he's kind of like, I don't hope she can forgive me and blah, blah, blah. Like, he's ridiculous. It's very clear this is not his first time. So then it's kind of there. We move on to Taylor, and we see like the sleepovers with the K, and also another clip where he says, I'm okay, my relationship is over. Again, very effortless. Taylor says, and this is actually really, really sad to hear. Taylor says, like, I feel broken. And Mark says, do you know how important you are? And she says, yeah, but everyone leaves. They got to know me and then they leave me. Which is really, really sad to hear. Like, that's how she thinks. She thinks that she is the problem, and it's not the people in her lives that are the problem. Mark says, you're believing the lie. And it's like, I know you don't believe me, but like, what do you want from this? You're here for you. You're not here for Tyler. He's amazing. Mark then says that, at the house, there is going kind of done with Ashley now. He says, back at the house, we have this new little thing that's being put in play, and it's called Temptation Haven. It's basically a tent on the grounds where there are no cameras. So you're free to basically do whatever you want in there. There is going to be audio, but that's it. Both houses have this, but this is the kicker. There's going to be a light that will shine in the other house to indicate that someone is using the Temptation Haven. So, like, I know, like, I haven't watched it obviously, but I know, like, the popular Temptation iteration, I think it was Mexico or a Latin country, that had this happen, and it was just I've seen the clip, heard of the clip too. It's kind of like that. Anyways, um, so then the men. We're moving on now to the men. We start with Tyler. Um, with Taylor saying, he has bitch tendencies. It's fucking funny. And he says that hurts. Brian is then next. So there's not much really here, honestly, but Brian is next. And basically, where we hear her saying, I get that you're sexual with Jesus. Agreed. Like, there's a difference between being a sexual person, and liking to have sex. I mean, I would consider myself that way, but then there's a different situation where you are literally addicted to sex or addicted to the idea of what you think sex is. And I think that's what's going on here with him. You should be able to live life without being like, oh, I gotta have sex. And I can only imagine that that's probably a lot of pressure for her. And again, this is something I can partially understand. Um, with my relationship, not so much now, but before, where you kind of feel like this pressure of I have to have sex with him or he's gonna cheat on me. And it's not a fun feeling to have. And like I don't know if she's fully embraced that yet, like fully gotten there, because at least like I haven't fully gotten there either, but then I started to really think I have this fear that he's gonna cheat, so I feel like I have to, constantly have sex with him, even if I don't particularly want to this one day or whatever, in order to make sure he's satiated. But that's so much work. That is so much work for anyone, and you shouldn't have to feel that way. And I just don't know. Like you have to grow up and get out of that, and I don't see the motivation for him to do so. Um, and have a more healthy relationship with sex, and he hasn't gone there yet. And if he hasn't gone there yet and you're waiting for him to get there, I mean, it's never gonna happen. Anyway, he's gonna suck really bad later, so don't worry. We kind of hear her continuing to say in the clip, like, if you want to do that, meaning a threesome, then fine. I just want someone to be there in that emotional side, which is, yeah. He says, well, that's refreshing because I'm working on it. Really? Huh. Well, we're gonna see his idea of working on it. Anyways, he says, like, surface level. He's like, I've asked questions to these women that I've never asked her. Okay, so that's a little bit of insight because it's positive. You realizing that there's questions that maybe you could be asking her. My question is like, what are those questions? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that you don't think you know about your your wife or your wife? God, your girlfriend. So he does admit that he uses comedy to deflect from the real emotion. Again, I feel like we're getting somewhere here because, yeah, that was kind of more about the emotional side of things. She feels like she's not getting that from him. So you guys kind of using comedy as a defense mechanism, which I definitely can understand, and I get that. I hear him on that. We see many great comedians who have used comedy to deal with the the turmoil that, their demons. So that's great, and I want to see him work towards doing better. Yeah, but we'll see. Um, then we got Lino, and we hear her saying, "If you can't see he isn't second choice, then I can't stay," which I actually didn't think that was a horrible thing that she said. I thought that's very, um, I think it needs to be heard by him. He says, I have internalized it. She may not need me, but she chose me. It's okay. He's starting to realize, okay, as badly as that sucked, she did choose me. And it's been 3.5 years. He's like, I have to see that. Then we have Grant with Ashley saying, I don't know if he is the one. Girl, he ain't. And she knows that now. And then this piece of shit man, this ass head of a man says, I'm a great man. After you have just cheated on her with someone, making it look like you weren't or you were going to or whatever the fuck, knowing that she's most likely going to see that at the bonfire and literally sit here and say, well, I'm a great man. The, like, are you okay? Like, there is nothing stronger than a white man's ego. Hell, a black man's ego, real quick. White straight man's ego, and it's going to be a black straight man's ego because Jesus. Ashley now, when we're out of the bonfire, Ashley walks into the house and is like, "Man, you got a single woman in the house." It gave me like Sammy vibes from Jersey Shore when she's like, "Single men unite," when she's in the club before Ron's gonna trash her shit. Anyways, go over to Patreon where you're gonna listen to that episode. Anyways, Kay and Tyler go into the tent. Um, and they are the first people to go into the tent. We hear some kissing. That's it though. At the women's villa, this when they say light, this was not what I was expecting. It is this insane red freaking light that just starts flashing. It's like alert, alert, alert. Like it doesn't actually say anything, but that's what it feels like. It is ridiculous, this light. And like some of the women are actually in bed at this point. And women are upset. They're like, shit, like already? And poor Shanti over here thinking that it's Brian, that Brian is cheating on her. Right here, right now in the tent. Well, he isn't cheating on her in the tent, but we got this. So Alex and Courtney are deciding they're going to go sleep in Brian's bed tonight. He's like, yeah, well, I like to watch before, I participate because, of course, this disgusting man likes to watch shit because oh God, it's disgusting. And when they go into the bathroom, that's kind of, I guess they spend the rest of the night. I don't fucking know. But yeah, they go into the bathroom and like the moans are for real, for real. For real, for real. And then we hear very clear sounds of fucking. Don't know who's doing the fucking, but someone's fucking. And it sounds like a porno without the visual. Grant and Natalie, in the meantime, actually go back into the tent, which sets the red lights back off again in the women's villa. They're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, who keeps setting this off? And Grant and now Natalie are having sex in the tent. So everyone's having sex, except for Tyler and Leno. And the girls. Brehan, after his hours upon hours of sex, had, his threesome, and he's like, I don't feel bad. He doesn't feel at all bad about it. He's out here being like, Jesus, the birds are tripping. And do you want a medal? Do you want a goddamn medal? Because you think like what? Like, whatever. He basically then says like, I don't feel bad, and women want men to be honest with them, with themselves, right? So like, be honest. So she's gonna love it. No. Yes to that. We want honesty. We want you to be honest. But not when it comes to cheating. There are limits here. If you out here just doing whatever you think you want to do, it's not going to work for you. It's not a way to, anyway. Taylor and Yemen are going to be going on a horse riding date together. Somehow, like this, he's kind of come out of nowhere. I didn't know she was really feeling him before, but hey. Tyler and Kay are on a fishing date. Cute, cute. Amaya and Lena are making some coffee. I think they went on a date too. Oh, yes, they went on a date. Their date is making coffee. Shanti and Hakeem are doing an ice tub date. Like, gotta sit in the bathtub thing for like 3 minutes? Yeah. But here's the good date. This is the interesting date because she came for Breon. Angel and Breon are on a date, and it's kind of like this couple's date, like couple massage date. He says, listen, so my non-negotiable for a woman that he wants to be with is he wants a Christian woman. Oh, okay. Um, I'm gonna wait till Angel says what she says, and then I'll put my 2 cents in there. She asks, well, how do you have like a godly woman and then also want to have threesomes? Like the two don't make sense to her. Now, here's what I'll say. You can be a godly woman and still have some fun. You know what I mean? But to constantly have fun, constantly, whether you're a godly woman or not, there are limits to this. Um, that's my biggest issue with him. Is I like he hinges his sex life on threesomes. It's like he has to be in a threesome or nothing at all. You know what I mean? And it also does feel judgmental on the one hand, but with this particular asshat, I really think calling him out on these things is showing that this motherfucker does not know what the hell he wants. And that's what's more irritating. So yeah, he's like, my path is different than others, and your path is probably different than most of us. Really and truly. If you wanna he says the funny thing here too is that he says polyamory, that maybe that's kind of what he maybe needs in his life. What you're asking for is not polyamory. Polyamory, from my understanding, is having sex with other people, but not always together or even together at all. What you're looking for is a throuple or whatever. And again, it happens. We see it sometimes on shows that we don't really want to see it on, but we have and we see it. And there's nothing wrong with it. But you have to be open about what it is you want. I don't really even think he does. He's talking about he wants to have this Christian lifestyle and, whatever. Oh, again, I don't want to sound judgmental myself, but it's like you can't say you want this lifestyle when you you usually don't do that. You know what I mean? It gives me original Trash Man vibes, and that is the I think his name was Chris from Married at First Sight, who's like, I want a Christian woman, and I'm a Christian man, I'm a Christian man, I want to be a pastor, but I still want that girl with that ass. And he had like a girl named Mercedes that he had like had sex with like a week before he met Paige and all that nonsense. Yeah, him. It gives me those vibes. Breon is like the original trash man. And yeah, this man has no clue what he wants. So she then asks him, okay, so when was your last threesome? And I'm over here being like, last night. He, however, says, oh, it's been a minute. Literally, sir, it has literally been a minute. And that's the thing. When one person says a minute, it's been a minute, you usually say, oh, it's been a while. And if she were to find out that actually it's literally been a minute, he's like, well, I didn't lie to you. Like, I told you the truth. It's been a minute. Like, this man is so dangerous. And the thing is, we've all dated a guy like this. I dated a guy like this. Like, he's dangerous. Um, she says, honestly, no judgment, but he contradicts himself. He says he wants a godly woman, but wants threesomes. That doesn't seem to, mesh very well. He says he loves his girl, but he doesn't open up to her. That's another thing. And I will say this. You can love someone, I think, and not fully be able to open up all the way. I had that again with my relationship initially. It was really difficult for him to really open up with me. I wasn't used to it either. Because going from my ex-husband to this relationship and being like, I'm used to a man being free and open with me about things. And I have the stark difference with my boyfriend now, initially, but it took him time. Not that I didn't think he didn't love me or didn't care for me. It's more like you need to take some time. So that I won't dock him on. They've only been together for a year, but I hear what she's saying, and she's like, "How does that sound?" Dumb. It sounds dumb. That's what she said. She said that on me. So Danny and Ashley are on their date. They are doing this like sensual class thing. They're having fun. Grant and Natalie are on their date. Of course, they are on date. All the men go to sleep. I don't know if you know, visit day. And then the red lights start flashing. And I yelled, "Good," so fast. It's about freaking time. Y'all in there 2, 3 times a night. The women aren't doing anything. I'm happy that they set the thing off. Who cares? Go for it. Anyways, that is episode 5. Let's move on to the next one. It's episode 6. So Ashley is the one who set off the alarm with her and Danny, but it was on purpose. So nothing actually really happened. More on that later, though. Mark, he comes walking in with a familiar face. That's Case from before who self-eliminated. He's like to Taylor, "Can you come out here and take a walk with me?" Oh, this is Mark. And he says to her, like, or I think it's Case, or he says this to her. He says, "I can't stop thinking about you," saying everyone leaves me, and like he's thinking like I would leave me too, but here he is, and he came back. So the men's villa is going to go play some pickleball. Um, I really feel like since Golden Bachelor, like pickleball has had this, I don't know if resurgence is the right word to use, but just surgence. Anyway, the ladies are doing a beach day. And okay, so Brian, meanwhile, is trying to justify himself by saying, one-on-one sex, it would have been worse if he had like one-on-one sex with either Alex or Courtney or someone else. That's intimate. That's between a man and a woman who love each other, I guess. So having a threesome is no issue. Keep telling yourself that. Anyway, Ashley and Danny go into the tent again, but this time it might be a little bit more real. So Grant and Natalie then go into the tent, and I don't know if it was my joke or someone else's joke, but I'm like, tent for tat. Tent for tat. Not tit for tat, but tent for tat. Because I believe Ashley and Danny end up kissing. I don't know if Grant and Natalie have sex again by this point. Oof. Anyway, so then Grant, after all of this, kind of was like, I could forgive Ashley so that we could be together if she were to, do anything. Are you for real right now? Or, I don't think if she did anything. I think he's just saying I would forgive her, even though she didn't do anything. This mother. Where did they find these men? Where did they really find these men? Brian continuously now sells his bullshit about I will not need threesomes anymore because I already did that out of my system. And I think she's gonna forgive me. I mean, why not? It needed to happen. It needed to happen. If my man said to me after having a threesome with 2 women in a house he just met and said it needed to happen, I would box him so hard upside of his ass. He wouldn't know when it was coming. Are you serious? He is so dangerous, and I want her to set herself free. But I don't have a lot of confidence that she's gonna have the self-respect for her, and not even just that, but just the confidence that she maybe needs to be like, I don't need this. I don't know if she has it, but we'll see. Maybe I want her to prove me wrong. So Mark is coming to talk to the guys. We have a Bonfire coming up. So the 10 men are going first, and Tyler is first. We have Taylor on her date with Yemen. He's at the party and he's kind of like playing with her leg with this like, I can't remember what it was, but he's gonna play with her leg. And yeah, that kind of sends her a little bit. Then Brian is next, and the scene is basically the same fucking night that he is having a threesome, okay, of her crying, thinking that he is the one that set the lights off. And he says, well, that sucks to see. But I know I still don't fucking regret it. This is when we need to drop kick this man into the goddamn ocean. Are we for real here? He's like, it didn't fulfill me. Then why did you do it? Don't sit here and try to be like, oh, it didn't fulfill me. I was born at night, but actually I wasn't born at night. I was born in the morning, but I wasn't born last night. So this is ridiculous. He's like, I feel good because I don't have to hold it over her head. You should never have ever have held this over her head. Never have held this over her head. Listen, I have been asked many times if I wanted to do a threesome, okay? Once with someone I wasn't with, and yes, my boyfriend asked for a threesome a couple times in the relationship. Again, I've known him 8 years. But again, like I said, this was a conversation that we had 4 or so years ago. It never happened because he put an end to it. He was the one to say, you know what? No, I'm not going to risk my relationship in order to have a threesome. We have not spoken about it for 3 years since. And we had bigger fish to fry at this point. So it's just like, this is what I mean, holding it over her. And again, even then, he never held it over my head. It was up to me. I could have said no, whatever. It didn't matter. But he never should be holding it over her head for what? He sucks. Like, I don't know what she sees in him. Um, Mark is like, temptation is everywhere, but you acknowledge and you don't go there. In terms of like temptation is everywhere in life. Um, he just feels like I don't need to make a case, okay? But I can say sorry and she'll forgive me. Of course she'll forgive me. And honestly, I think he's not wrong. We'll get to it. Then we got Lino in this conversation with Gio, that Alex had. Alexa, sorry, not Alex, Alexa. He's like, well, another Italian. She's got a type. Grand is next, and we see this day with Ashley and Danny, and then seeing them going into the tent. And this, we got two motherfuckers in this group, okay? Grant is like, woe is me. It really sucks that she was in the tent. Like, so bad. And now I feel horrible. She doesn't want my love. The fuck you say? No, actually, she doesn't want it anymore. But number two, you have been cheating on her multiple fucking times. And you want to sit here and being like, she doesn't want my love? Go fuck yourself. Like, what is happening? Like, oh, there's nothing like the fragile ego of a man, straight man. It's just, woe is me. Um, Marcus, like, maybe you don't want hers because you've been cheating on her. I mean, there is a gap with your words and your actions. That's the nice way to put it. He's a dog. That's how I put it. Anyway, the Haven are now gone. That experiment is over. You can also send now a 30-second message to your partners, only if you want to. You do not need to. And of course, like, your partner can also decide they don't want to as well. So the women are next. Ashley is first. Yikes. Last time Ashley was first too. We see them going into the tent and him saying, like, if we can get through this, I will marry her. I don't think she wants to marry you. I think that ship has gone sailed. Damn. She says, well, his words don't match his actions. That is literally what Mark told him before. So she doesn't clearly give a shit. Alexa is next, and we see Lino telling Alex, that I am attracted to you. Right, yeah, Alex, Jesus Christ. Telling Alex that I am attracted to you. She's into bring it on, but anyways, we came here for this, she says, but I'm hurt, which means, like, you care, Mark says, so there's that. Taylor is the next. We see them going into the tent, but not that they, you know, only they, no, sorry. We don't see that they only kiss. We only see them going into the tent, which obviously creates that question, right? Um, and she's like, well, he looks happy. This is something you don't want to hear. Shanti's the next. And before they even get into what we are about to see, Mark literally says, you haven't breathed since we got here. And that's where the episode ends. So we don't actually see anything yet. I think the reason she is not breathing is because she damn well knows that her man is out here cheating on her left, right, and goddamn center. And I think that's the issue here. So, anyways, that is it for this episode. That is it. So, yeah, whatever day this is coming out, whether it's tomorrow or the next day, we'll be getting the next episode for Temptation Island. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Anyway, that is it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps. Every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there. And you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.